Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be discussing a few things about Shaolin that were not made entirely known by me, and also some little things that I have discovered as well about Shaolin in my time playing him. So, first off, I feel like we should get down with the key stance Finked technique. This technique will allow you to feint key stance back into key stance, allowing for very effective mix-ups without ever leaving it. So, in order to do this, you have to go into key stance from a light. This is very important as it's the only way you can do it. Then, perform a top heavy and feint the top heavy while simultaneously holding it down. And you will also let go of the light button during this state. So, top heavy, feint, keep holding top heavy, and done. It is important you don't switch your guard during this state, as any attempt to do so will result in it not working. It is also very important you start off with a light, because any attempt to do this from a heavy will just not work, yeah. This does not work on side heavies as well, as they'll just simply do this. So, once you do this, you are given a couple options. This will most likely force your opponent into a reaction. Whether it's dodge backwards, that will probably reach them due to recovery, or if they try to parry with a fast character like Centurion, you can simply crush and counter because his key stance ally has a crush and counter property. Or if they simply just dodge it, you can immediately kick them right after to punch them. And sometimes you might even want to delay it a little bit. Or if you're feeling a little bit risky, you can do it like this. I do that sometimes just to screw up my opponents. Works fairly well, to be honest. Yeah, lots of potential you could do with this. Ooh, that wasted all my stamina. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to show you is not something that is very easily shown, especially live as well. So I'm going to switch over into desktop mode to show you all uh, a to show you all what I mean. So yeah, there we go. I have a video right here where I show what I mean. Basically, Shaolin's top deflect is not functional. Um, it happens rarely that it just stops working randomly in the middle of the deflect. So what I mean is, occasionally, yeah, you can perform a top deflect and it'll work. But many people have noted that Shaolin's top deflect is a strange one, and I, for one, was agreeing for a while. I was like, why is it so strange? And I did a little bit of frame checking, and I was like, okay, there's nothing wrong with the deflect. I mean, everything works fine. And so I attempted to get a bot to do top heavies constantly to see any abnormalities where a deflect should have happened but it didn't, or if it was just simply me. And I got a couple results, and after checking the frame data, I discovered something odd. So here we see me attempting to perform a deflect in slow motion. This is at 10% speed, by the way. And over here, you guys saw that. My deflect quite literally flickered out of existence. Now, to put that into perspective, you're supposed to have 200 milliseconds of deflecting frames. In this, in this, I'm quite literally given 1 frame of deflects, and it's immediately out. That's not how that's supposed to be, and I performed the deflect properly. Now, I mostly seen this done against bots. I couldn't reproduce this with uh, PvP because it seemed to have taken longer. And other than that, if I were to go into a PvP match and start deflecting top attacks, I couldn't immediately get them to stop and go back in the footage and see if I had done it properly. So it's a lot harder to tell in PvP, as well as it's much more difficult to get footage of. So I did this with bots, and I this is one of the results I got. I actually got several results, but this is one of the most notable ones because it literally only gave me one frame. It seems to happen uh, very oddly, and I got another result right here as well, where this happened with Nucia. So if I go to, I rendered some blank footage by accident. So you saw it right there as well, and it's kind of hard to show you, but I had a deflect frame. See, look right here. I do have the deflect, and it hits me anyway. And that immediately caught me off guard because I know that's not supposed to happen. I know I had the timing right because uh, I pretty much dodged just as soon as I saw the indicator for the deflect, and I was hit anyway, and I know that's not supposed to happen, so I paused the video and I immediately went back in the footage because this doesn't happen every time. This is like 1 in a 12th chance of happening. So, uh, just a normal, just an FYI, don't attempt to parry as Shaolin. Well, don't attempt to deflect as Shaolin with top attacks. Secondly, I well not secondly. Thirdly, I also want to go over the max punish, which I didn't fully cover in my previous video. So some of you even commented this down below, where what you do is you throw them behind you, do a side heavy, and to top unblockable. However, this does leave you vulnerable to guard break. So, but it does guarantee 65 damage. However, your opponent will be out of stamina, so getting a reasonable punish on you would be very difficult. And the safe max punish, as far as I'm aware, is throw behind you and two heavies. The finisher heavy will be 35 damage, thus guaranteeing 60 damage instead of 65. But who honestly wants to do that? It looks cooler just to do it like this. I mistimed it. Also, apparently, it seems to be a bit buggy as it's very susceptible to terrain. So that's a thing to keep note of. And also, I am told Shaolin can also get a max punish on wall splat of a heavy and light. So, come here, you. So, because his light's 400 milliseconds. However, the um, the light will be damage reduced, so it'll only do 3 damage. So you'll only get 28 damage, but it's still better than a normal heavy. So it's things to keep in mind. I don't think he gets this off a forward throw. Oh, he does get it off a forward throw. Okay, never mind. So that's the need to know updates on Shaolin in my time playing him. I hope you all enjoyed and found this somewhat reasonably useful, as these are very important things to know in the current state of the game. They might be fixes to the first two I have mentioned. However, the max punishes I felt like I should correct, as in my previous video over Shaolin, I was very vague over the requirements. It was throw behind and not throw to the side. However, the throw to the side does work if you're near a wall. I just I was just told that I was just told that throwing to the side might work. However, I didn't consider that maybe that was just because they were at a wall. Apparently, it was a very unique wall because I can't seem to replicate it. So, if you all did enjoy, please make sure to hit that like button. If you guys didn't, well, please don't hit that dislike button. But if you insist, you can. Don't forget to leave a comment down below on as feedback, and I'll see all you dudes in the next one.